2008 when they played in the Sweet 16 against Xavier in Phoenix. Bobby Hurley, very familiar with Arizona. His 11th season with the Sun Devils, 3 NCAA tournaments. We are underway here in Tempe. Mo Odom, the heartbeat of this team, drifts right, eyes always up. From the corner, 3 try, rims out for 4. Honor Huff with the basketball. He is the little engine that makes this Mountaineers team go.
Huff at 5'10". How about the matchup, Odom and Huff? We will be watching that.
Keep your eye on this guy. Obioha, up and in, the big fella. 7 feet, 265, using his body to create space and his touch to get 2.
Yeah, going against another 7-footer, 7'1". Jop, the freshman, has been terrific blocking shots, has been terrific on offense. How about these two going at each other early?
Right on cue, we see Jop take it hard to the hole, and he gets another opportunity off of a great feed from Truitt.
It was almost like he took the bucket personal on the other end and said, I'm coming after you. So we got a great center matchup, and we have a terrific point guard matchup. There they are out up top.
Honor Huff. Shot clock at 7. Strong take. Floyd, feathery touch with the left hand.
Yeah, that's just a one-on-one move, and West Virginia will have possessions where they will go down in the shot clock. They will need guys to make one-on-one moves like that. Terrific move to start.
It's a great point against Colorado. They scored more than any time in the season with less than 4 on the shot clock. Knocking down a 3 and answering. A big shot for Arizona State.
Mayusin can really shoot it. I think Mayusin is their best defender. You see him, he'll get out in passing lanes, 37% from 3. I think he can even shoot it better from that range.
And Bobby Hurley told us today, this is a guy that is looking to break out. 2 back-to-back 10-point games. He's starting to come into his own. Ford, who missed 5 of 7 games with the hip injury. No surprise, those were the games that Arizona State struggled in. Turns it over. And on the other end, dunk attempt is denied. Laurent picks himself up off the ground. Sun Devils have numbers. Truitt on the block. Jump hook is good.
One of the things about Arizona State interesting, they are the 12th tallest team in the nation. Bobby Hurley has historically here in his 11th year had great guards, but they always haven't been as tall as some of the other teams. They have a really nice size this year, going to that early, you can tell, in the first part of this game.
Honor Huff, the runner, can't get the roll. Mayusin skies for the board and has his eyes upward. Sun Devils feel like they're in rhythm early. Jop.
Well, you can see the touch with Jop there on what, kind of an 8-footer, maybe 10-footer. Not a lot of freshmen, 7'1" guys have that kind of touch. It is an elite touch.
Brennan Laurier. Jump hook, no good. Truitt brings down the rebound with one arm. Inside, Jop goes off his fingertips, out of bounds. Arizona State looks really good early.
Yeah, I think that was a great job we had on the open by our crew. Right, we had a Nick Pace, our producer, showing Odom out there early, and they look ready. And here's that jump shot by Jop. Look at, he catches it right there, really almost 15 feet. And how easy and effortless that is by the 7-footer.
West Virginia 0 for their last 4. They haven't scored in over 2 minutes.
And ASU has really struggled to get out early in games. They've been behind early in a number of these losses, and this is just a great sign for them.
Five on the shot clock. Honor Huff, one of the toughest shot makers in the country, too strong. Mo Odom from the Bronx drops it off for Jop. Ross Hodge said this guy could play for 10 years in the NBA.
And did some drills, like hard drills, not just, you know, me and you shooting around. Like they went out and did some stuff, and I think they wanted to build up a sweat Eagle staff right out of the timeout.
He's getting lathered up. Knocks down a 3, fresh off a 22-point performance against Colorado.
Yeah, and what I love about Eaglestaff, how fast does he shoot it, how quick off his hand. He never brings the ball below his chest, right in that slot, and it goes.
Mayusin between his legs, checked by Honor Huff. Jump pass, cross court to Ford, who climbs the ladder to bring it down. Shot clock at 5, poked away by Eaglestaff, knocked out of bounds. 4.5 seconds on the shot clock. It'll stay with the Sun Devils.
You know, one other thing I would point out, there's, go ahead, there's Hodge, and we were talking to him about his first year here. What a great conversation we had with him, Pete.
Yeah, totally just transparent, generous with his time, sat down and talked with us. And, you know, I don't want to call myself stupid, but, you know, I can be a little dense sometimes. And a guy like that, I come away from a conversation feeling a whole lot brighter.
I'll tell you what, Mountaineer fans, they've had a few coaches the last few years, and I think they've got to be just stoked at this coach right here. He does so many things. In fact, we were talking to him about how many boxes you have to check as a head coach. And I said, I used to think it was like 15, 16. The last 5 years, add like 6 or 7. And those 6 or 7 may have been the most important now. And he checks them to me like so many of them, maybe all of them. Like, I love his defense. I love what he does. He talked about recruiting really good kids, winners, and that's what made it so easy to transition, right? 100% new team, every single player.
And they are all locked in, playing D. And right there, Eaglestaff didn't get it done. Awkward leap, and Odom, awkward shot is knocked away. Into the game is Mukeba keeping it alive, and a 3 for Mayusin.
There's the 50-50 balls. We're talking about ASU. They get one there, scattered court, get the open jumper. I think that Eaglestaff dunk, I think he may have tried to dunk it a little quick because Jop was sitting there under the rim. Jop didn't really move, and so that may have affected the dunk.
Floater is finished by DJ Thomas just into the game, the freshman from Allen, Texas.
It averages about 7 a game, and that was a nice little jump shot, came in. Got the 2 shoes different. I noticed that right when he came out, but the nice touch by the freshman.
I think the pair comes like that, you know?
Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
That's
okay. Not like Punky Brewster stuff. Honor Huff, a little taller than Punky Brewster. That one spits out on him.
Yeah, we'll get into his three-point shooting. It's prolific in the college ranks and what he's been able to do at that 5'10" size. He's a tremendous guy that creates space.
Arizona State has made 6 of their last 8, making 7 of their last 9.
Yeah, you mentioned Odom right there, Mo Odom, out of the Bronx. And one of the things Bronx point guards can do is they can flat out pass. And, you know, I think of some of the guys that have been around forever. Tiny Archibald, old school Rod Strickland from the Bronx.
Yeah.
I mean, he can flat out pass it.
3 try coming, Thomas off the mark. West Virginia now 2 for their last 11. Odom in rhythm. Solid defense being played by Amir Jenkins. On the block, Mukeba is fouled.
Now, you played a little football in your day, my man. Mukeba looks like a defensive end.
I'm curious as to why Kenny Dillingham isn't here right now talking to him about, look, dude,
right?
we need you in the fall.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I don't want to get Bobby upset because he's a very good player for Bobby coming off the bench. And I mentioned the bench. You know, Bobby Hurley and that fast start they had with a really new team for him. And Bryce Ford got hurt. And I think Bryce Ford's injury is what affected their record. And there's Ford right now. But what he does is spread the court. He's another three-point shooter with Odom. He allows Odom to be more of a passer in my mind. And now he's back. And so I think that's huge for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, and looking at some of their numbers for Arizona State, they were 39% from 3 when they were 9-2. They go to play UCLA. They lose Ford with the hip injury. He misses 5 of the next 7 games. They drop actually in three-point shooting all the way to 236 in the country, shooting 32% without him. Since back the last 2 games, they have been way more efficient from the three-point line, as we see another layup from Obioha, a much-needed basket.
Yeah, it was from what to 237?
It was from 22
to 237.
to 237.
Just with him out.
Just with him out, yeah.
Yeah, just the domino effect of that and spacing and everything.
Mukeba loses the handle. That package we showed you, he's had 5 blocks against Kansas State last game at home, and then 7 against Colorado the home game before that.
So 12 in the 2 Big 12 games at home. So feeling it in the lane, and that, you know, for their defense, we just said their defense has struggled at times. That shot blocking changes things.
So Gribovic comes away with the steal. Odom and the Sun Devils on the attack again. He is surgical. Mukeba gives it back to him. Second 3 of the night from Odom. The Bronx having a blast.
Yeah, West Virginia does such a great job helping and recovering, almost in the same vein as like a Houston team. I think the one guy you got to be careful helping and recovering it all is Odom. I would stick with Odom and not really help off him.
Amir Jenkins surveys left side to honor Huff. Obioha has had success in the paint on the Sun Devils, but travel day.
Nice job by Gribovic to come over on that double in the post. He caught him right as he spun, and that created the turnover.
4th turnover of the night for West Virginia. Arizona State hasn't necessarily been tidy with the basketball either. They have 4 turnovers themselves. 8-point advantage for the Sun Devils at home. Knocking down a tray right into the ball game. Johnson.
Yeah, and he hasn't shot it well. Big Johnson, earlier in the year, around 40%. He's right at about 30 now. That'll go up. Maybe it was because I asked him before, do you want me to give a shout out to anybody? He said, yeah. Jamaica King, my mom, she's going to be watching, wanted to give her a shout out. Well, Mom, there you go. Came in the game, instant offense.
Well, we can thank her for that, and we can also thank her for the best nickname in college basketball, Pig.
That's right. That's right.
This young man from Alabama was a football kid, right? That's what you do in Alabama. But he would go outside at 3, 4 years old, get so messy and dirty playing football, he'd come back inside tracking dirt everywhere. She started to call him Pig, and it stuck.
And he liked it, and he's like, that's a great nickname, I'm going with it.
It's as tough as they come, and really is an energy burst for this team coming in off the bench like we just saw.
And I like him better off the bench because you have Ford in that starting lineup. When Pig Johnson comes off the bench, because of his energy, because of his kind of electric offense, gets to the line a lot, I think it's a great feel for this team.
Another scoring drought for the Mountaineers. This one's at 2:30. Mukeba on the other end is fouled. What do you need to see from Ross Hodges' team offensively to get more in rhythm?
Yeah, and I'd like to see them get some buckets for Huff. We haven't seen Huff really get in rhythm and get a shot up that we'd like to see him have. And he's not in the game right now, but Eagle staff, same thing. Maybe in some better positions. We saw him in that last game against Colorado where he was so terrific. And he was making shots at the end of the shot clock, taking guys off the dribble. You know, the consistency, I think, for Eagle staff is going to be the key into this Big 12 conference season.
Mukeba, 56% from the free throw line, knocks down his first. The NBA is on NBC and Peacock. Monday nights, it's Peacock NBA Monday, and Tuesdays in primetime. It is Coast to Coast Tuesday on NBC and Peacock. If that music doesn't get you going, you got a problem I can't solve.
I've been listening to that for a long time and loving it.
Even when the NBA was not on NBC anymore, I would just crank up the John Tesh. Let's just go. Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. Tesh back there in the control room again.
That's right. little do people know he's still working back in the control room, right? Playing those tunes.
West Virginia rotates well, but doesn't finish again.
Yeah, and they've had some looks, right? You saw the Eagle staff dunk that was not converted, open 3 there. I think if you're coach, you got to just say, hey, we've got our looks. Let's kind of settle down on defense. Those will start falling on the offensive side.
Gribovic flips it to. There's a whistle as Mayusin had it. Marquise Pettigrew on the scene. So the foul's on West Virginia. on the floor. Foul was on Jasper Floyd. 7-0 run right now for West Virginia. Excuse me, for Arizona State. Gribovich, 3, no good. Rebound for Eaglestaff.
And what a box out there by DJ Thomas. I mean, he got after it on that box out. Trying to post up right here, take advantage of their size.
This is an Arizona State team that is rock bottom in the Big 12 in defense. And tonight, so far, they have come out and played inspired basketball, holding West Virginia to 11 points.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Bobby Hurley was a fantastic defender when he was in college and in the NBA, and got after. He's known for his assists and all of that leading the team. But he was a defensive player first. And normally his teams really do get after it. They've just had a tough time this year, even with size. And there's Eaglestaff showing the shot-making ability.
5 points for him now, and the confidence starts to build for this young man. And that's the most important part. Ross Hodge told us he's starting to play with confidence. But answering right back on the other end is Gribovich.
Yeah, speaking of confidence, Gribovich had a big game against Houston, led this ASU team against Houston. And if you play the best team in the country on defense and you kind of light it up, you're going to have confidence the next game.
13-point advantage for the Sun Devils. Offensive foul. And you see Ross Hodge right now talking to Chance Moore. He said, hey, that's not your shot. I don't like that.
Yeah, he knows his guys, coaches them up so well, keeps them accountable. He's talked about the accountability. He talked about how unselfish this team is. And when you have all new guys, you're trying to build culture in, what, a month or 2 or 3. It's almost impossible, and I've got to give him, Coach Hodge, just an unbelievable amount of credit. And as I've said, Mountaineer fans got to be excited about the next few years with him under the helm.
Learned under Larry Eustachy at Southern Miss. Of course, Grant McCaslin at North Texas. Knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Arizona State as we will step aside and take a break.
One of the great coaching families ever, and you know, you can do it 2 ways though, right? Bobby Hurley's was a little bit of the, I'll call it a little 5-star because he was Duke. He winning a couple national titles, and then you look at someone on the other side, Ross Hodge, right? Small school, kind of worked his way up, had to grind a little bit. They're both great coaches, both great guys.
And we saw something big there. Eaglestaff knocking down a 3, trimming the lead to 10. But one of the key takeaways from that possession was another miss by Honor Huff. They still don't have any points out of him.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten any good looks either, right? Maybe he had the one where he had to shoot at the end of the shot clock. He's used to that though.
Ford, shot clock winding down. Southpaw can't stroke it as it spits back out. Eaglestaff finds Huff.
And look where they're guarding Huff. One of the reasons he's not scoring, I mean, it's essentially, it's not a boxing one, but they're denying Huff really at half court.
Brennan Lorian.
And that's a smart move. If you've got a point guard almost at half court being guarded right there, nice take there by Mayusin. I'm going to call the goaltending. But if your point guard's almost at half court and he's being guarded, you're playing 4-on-4. Offense 4-on-4 is a lot easier than offense 5-on-5. Go into the post. I think Lorian's a guy that has a ton of potential. He can really get points up in a hurry. We talked earlier before this game about him having 16 in that first half against KU. So he can really put numbers up when he gets the ball down low.
There is Honor Huff right there and some of his career numbers, which are eye-opening. Mayusin running the break after another block by Job. Truitt turns it over. Here comes Chance Moore. Working on Ford. Slicing and dicing to the lane. Job got over there, but a whistle is blown and a foul is called. Foul is on Ford. And that will send Moore to the free throw line. We've talked about some of the struggles for West Virginia early. This is a team that has been lights out at home. I mean, as an opponent, did you ever play at West Virginia?
I never played.
Yeah, thank your lucky stars.
Stank, I've heard it is maybe the toughest place in the country to play.
It is. I think Ken Palm or someone ranked the toughest places in the country to play. And West Virginia, that's it. Morgantown, one of the most passionate fan bases in the entire country. They've won 15 straight at home dating back to last year. What they're trying to do now, talking to Coach Hodge, is get in that rhythm on the road, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to win in the Big 12 on the road if you're going to contend.
Yeah, and one of the problems on the road, right, and Coach Hodge talked about this, it's sort of the triple play. First of all, you go on the road and you're playing a really good team. So you got good players, right? Now, not only that, but you have the home crowd is against you. The third biggest thing in the Big 12, great coaches. So you're, and I threw a fourth one out to him. The fourth one is this. A lot of teams go on the road and they lose 2 games on the road, so they come home and they are desperate just to get a win because now we're at home. And so you really have 4 big things going against you any road game.
Truitt, steps through 2, but can't get the ugly finish.
Couldn't get that last foot down, or it would have been a travel, so he had to put it up kind of quickly.
The basketball gods, I think, knocked that one away. And the basketball gods smiled upon Mr. Eaglestaff when he entered the earth. Nice touch.
Well, that was on the run, catch, shoot, up in the air, and it's really hard to do that as a shooter when you're going to your right. There's Odom going to his, getting to the right hand. But when you go to the right side as a right-handed player, to square in the air and have all that momentum and balance is a really difficult jumper, and Eaglestaff made it look easy.
3 of 3 is Eaglestaff, and this right here is poetry in motion.
I love, too, how he kind of flares the feet on the bottom. That creates a little bit of that balance I was talking about. He's got a lot of a Austin Reeves game in him, where it's not, again, I mentioned this on the open, not just a shooter, but a shot maker.
You mentioned that leg kick. It looks cool, too.
It doesn't?
Yeah. So, I mean, you get style points there. 7-point game. West Virginia has now made 3 of their last 3 field goals. Amir Jenkins. Slicing and dicing. Draws 2, kicks to Eaglestaff, knocks down another tray. This is a kid who had 51 last year playing at North Dakota in the Summit League Conference. You don't want him getting hot if you're Arizona State.
Yeah, I just watched Bobby Hurley go back to the bench like, you got to be kidding me. We've got to be on him. He was listening to you like, we got the scouting report on this guy. Had 22 Saturday.
Odom. Shot was interfered with. On the floor is Johnson, and we're seeing West Virginia now. The blood pumping through the body, the heart beating strong. Another 3.
Woo! Heat check was coming.
His first miss from deep on the night. Odom inside for Jop. Just bigger than everybody.
I tell you what, the skill right there to catch that high, keep the ball high, and finish with that beautiful touch with those hands that he has. Just gorgeous move. Now they're going Eaglestaff. This is what I like. They're setting him up for some more post-up stuff, and a beautiful dime by him.
Lorien cutting to the middle of the lane, finishing, showing off some nice touch. All Lorien does is win. Final 4 at Florida Atlantic, then goes to UNT, wins 27 games, and now here he is with his team 3-2 in the Big 12 in conference play.
He's kind of a connector, isn't he? Kind of a glue, I think, glue guy, but he's talented too. That move he made right there, the cut he made is an NBA cut, because you watch a guy go one-on-one. If you just stand and don't move, you don't have the luxury of that one-on-one cut.
Show that Peacock has, being the best in the country.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's not only good and entertaining to listen to. I try to listen to it before our game so I can get some good nuggets before we go live.
And Ahmed is so smooth. We hear him rehearsing and in breaks. We think we're live.
It's happened now to me 4 or 5 times where I think it's live. It's incredible.
Well, the bullets are flying on the floor. That was live as well. Jasper Floyd says hello, knocking down to 3. And guess what? We got a 1-point game. West Virginia has made 6 of their last 7.
Yeah, all of a sudden, offense now for West Virginia looking good. And that was just a missed assignment right there. There's no one guarding Floyd. He comes out of that timeout, knocks it in. And as you pointed out, I think a great job by the Mountaineers, just kind of being patient that first 10 minutes. They weren't really playing well, right? ASU had come out strong, and they kind of just hung in there.
Job threading the needle, or at least trying to, has it taken away. Jasper Floyd pumps it to the left side. Lorien likes his odds on Truitt, puts it in reverse. Eaglestaff with the basketball and 14 points. Lorian. Last minute dish and then denial by Job.
It was great offense and better defense.
3 from Odom.
Now that shot felt a little quick for Odom. He can get that any time in the possession. I don't mind the shot from 3, but it was contested. Here comes that block, and it just looked like Job, in a way, came from out of nowhere. I didn't think he had leverage there, or his legs were really in position to block it, and that was a block out of his position, which is cool to see for him.
If you're playing Arizona State at home in conference, you don't want to test Job.
Yeah.
5 blocks against Kansas State, 7 against Colorado, 2 tonight. Eagle staff, off the dribble, off the mark.
Odom did a pretty good job right there getting into Eagle staff, kind of into his legs, and it didn't look like he had enough lift. That's why he missed it short.
West Virginia's defense holds opponents to 63.8 points per game. That's second in the Big 12 behind Houston. They now have Arizona State having not scored in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So that defense of the Mountaineers starting to clamp down.
It really is, and they do such a great job normally defending without fouling. Coach Hodges, it's a real big issue for him. I don't think they liked that call right there. It didn't look like a lot of contact on the McCabe drive.
And McCabe, a little hobbled right now. We get another look.
There's definitely a little up front, but I thought pretty good verticality there at the end.
Sunday on Peacock, it is a heavyweight Premier League collision as Arsenal continues their title charge in a showdown with Manchester United. That is streaming live Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Peacock. You ever been on the pitch before? You a soccer guy?
I have as a little kid. I mean, you know, grew up in California. If you're in Cali, you played soccer no matter what at some point. You?
I was a wrecking crew, indoor soccer. But
you were?
Yeah, then they switched me to football.
Defensive end right away? Is that what they said? You're D end, like looked at you, right?
Yeah, 100%. Not smart enough to play quarterback, not good hands. Yeah, let's go.
Size and speed, baby.
So a foul will send Obioha to the free throw line. Second foul on Mukeba. Obioha has been steady tonight for West Virginia. 4 points, 2 of 4 from the floor. And has been a lighthouse underneath and just a valve for Ross Hodges' team to get the ball to, watching defenders collapse, and that's helped Eagle staff get off.
Yeah, no question, having a little bit of presence inside, especially because this is a fairly small team, and he's the one guy with that size at 7 feet.
He was a great football player coming up in Kansas. Had a lot of Division I offers and stuck to basketball. From Hoxie, Kansas.
Hoxie, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Only about 30 kids in his graduating class. As Truitt taking him to school there. 2 points for Arizona State. Big bucket trying to stem the tide.
Arizona State has in their big lineup with their 3, 4, and 5 really big guys right now. Let's see if West Virginia can maybe take advantage of that on the outside, but looked like maybe a foul on the screen on Odom.
So that's the second foul on Obioha. A little 2-for-1 action here for Arizona State.
Yeah. Well.
No, my math's off. Huh?
Yeah, it was. It could have been, right?
I'm surprised.
No, you were right. It was, but they slowed it down and just wanted that one shot. I know to some degree colleges don't practice it as much as the pros. I think, you know, Bobby playing in the pros, being a pro guy, and he's got Odom. That's something they can do for sure.
Truitt is at the free throw line right now. Front end of a 1-and-1 is good.
Pete, this feels like a close one coming down in the second half, doesn't it?
Oh, man, and I was just about to get real complimentary of our officiating crew. It's been a clean game, tightly
Good
wound.
point.
Yeah, a lot of fun so far for the fans.
Yeah, good point. Letting them play. It's players, and he just grinded through some of the smaller schools, but obviously some great experiences, great coaches that he dealt with.
5 seconds on the clock. Huff has to hurry. Buries it. A goose egg for him so far in the first half, and the kid gets off the schneid with a huge shot. Slow to start the second half.
So something going on Gucci Row or something here in the front row.
Maybe somebody spilled a cocktail or something, right? We are back underway here at Desert Financial Arena. Pete Souza alongside Matt Muehlbach. So happy to have you with us as we get to bring this second half for you. Hardcore take.
Yeah, that was a set play that Ross Hodge called out of halftime. I like the play. It was one of those cross screens down low by the block. They were trying to get Obioha a good look there, and they did. And he gets to the line. Nice play.
A 7-footer at the free throw line. He is 1 of 2 so far tonight. Knocks down his first. Look out.
The curtain of distraction is, I was here, look, I was here, what, 11 days ago, and like you pointed out earlier, there were no students. Yeah. They did have the curtain of distraction, but I don't think at the level we're going to see it tonight.
Making the Iron Curtain look weak. Mo Odom, Mayusin from deep, spits out. Two-man game. Jop had the rebound, but Obiaha came over the top, and the foul will be on him. That's his 3rd foul, and he'll have to be careful. They need him tonight. He has been somewhat of a neutralizer on Jop down low. 2 7-footers have been duking it out.
Yeah, and they don't have size really to combat that, so it is important, as you pointed out. Nice job. It was, you know, those are one of those tough ones. It's a hustle play. It's a good call, but it's just kind of wrong spot at the wrong time.
Talking to West Virginia's radio voice, Tony Caridi, before the game. He's a legend, and he was talking to me a little bit about Obiaha and just how much of an energizer he is at 7 feet. That's dangerous.
Yeah, you don't hear that much from a 7-footer.
You don't see plays like that too often. You got to be from the Bronx. Mo Odom twists his way to a handoff and Ford finishes.
Yeah, I mentioned some of those Bronx guys. I think was, I don't know, Kenny Smith might have been from the Bronx. Kimball Walker might have been a Bronx guy.
Cardiac Kemba.
That's,
I like, you mentioned Rod Strickland. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I agree. Just watching the way he played and how he was able to get where he wanted at any point, and that's what Odom did right there, is found a way. Look, you look at just the handles, that little spin, the little tuck under dime. You learn that in the Bronx, and I'll tell you what, my favorite player all time that I played against was Kenny Anderson. Talk about handles. The way he handled Kenny Anderson to me was one of my favorites.
How'd you try to guard him?
I actually was so happy because I was like in heaven guarding someone so good. And it just meant a lot to me to be able to guard him, because I remember the stories coming out when he was in 8th grade. The story that came out was he could get anybody 20 points just because he was so good giving dimes. He'd give me 20 points if he won. Whose night is it tonight? I'll figure it out, and I'll get my 25 as well.
Lethal Weapon 3, kids. I'm not talking about a movie either. Look it up, all right? It's worthwhile. Georgia Tech was something special back in the day.
That's right.
So Arizona State now still clinging to that 3-point advantage. You see the turnovers, 9 for the Sun Devils, 5 for West Virginia. They had 4 with about 14 minutes left in the first half, so they have really cleaned things up.
Definitely. Look at that.
Honor Huff. You can't ever say he forces that one, folks, because that's how he shoots.
Yeah, he's a high-volume guy. You know, your teammates are going to know that. They're good with that because he's so good. You talk about good. Odom, it's funny how we talk about a ball dropping in and it gives guys confidence. That pass gave Odom confidence to make that play on offense. He's feeling good right now.
10 points, 7 assists in the flow state. Eagle staff. Sweet rebound and put back by DJ Thomas, the kid from Allen, Texas.
Great job by Thomas coming off the bench to do that. And just that, you know, you come off the bench and just to some degree you want to just be equal, right? But if you can get points and add to get positive plays like that on a hustle play and a rebound, and that's one area where Arizona State has struggled this year is defensive rebounding. And on the flip side, you know, West Virginia, not a very big team. They've been a great defensive rebounding team, kind of an average offensive rebounding team, but a big point there.
Odom sets the table. Ford, shot fake. Walks the tightrope. Finds Odom. He draws iron, and a nice rebound by Eaglestaff. That's a part of his game that has really come on, averaging 4.5 rebounds, up from 2 last year.
No double, he's taking him one-on-one. He's got the floor clear. I think he wants it again.
Step back. Bang! You called it, he delivered.
Yeah, that little crossover, that created the space, that created that step back that's become so famous by so many players the last 15, 20 years, and did it to perfection.
First lead for West Virginia since 4-2 at the 18:25 mark of the first half. But Odom takes it right back with the teardrop.
Odom's feeling it early in the second half, and Eaglestaff's feeling it this entire game. I think they're going to call play for him right here, knowing he has the hot hand.
5 of 7 from 3 is Eaglestaff as they look to free him. That's the active defense that Bobby Hurley told us your coach is that cool.
Yeah, I mean, it translates to you, right? You feel it and feel his energy and reflect that same energy. By the way, great backdrop with the quote from his, I mean, it's one thing to know his wife's name, but you've got quotes coming from Shelly. I mean, that is fantastic. I know they have 2 kids, Emery and Reed, back home. I know they're probably doing a little breath work right before bed tonight after this game.
I think one of them at least should be in bed by now because they're on Central Time.
That's right. That's right. But no, I could, you could feel the just, you know, the very calm delivery there. Asked for a little deflection, had to get that in. I think coaching these days has changed in the sense that there's a lot less talk about like energy or effort. It's more technical and more strategic.
Oh, a strategic pass there, a good one. Mukeba, but it couldn't be grabbed by Job, and a turnover for Arizona State.
And a little full court pressure there by the Mountaineers right out of the timeout.
11th turnover of the night for Arizona State. And you mentioned it, Matt, they were sped up there. Here's Amir Jenkins. Laurent elevates with not much going on. We will get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Arizona State.
Great job by Mukeba, just individual defense on that play.
Shout out to those West Virginia uniforms. Those are the Jerry West throwbacks that are just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, those are nice.
Second time this year they have worn them, according to sports information guru Brian Messer. Odom twists and turns, somehow gets it up and draws a foul.
It looks like Jenkins may have gotten the hand in there on that one. Now I like what they did. They brought Jenkins in, a little taller player to guard Odom.
$12 points for Odom. 0 for 1 from the charity stripe so far. Has 7 assists. Next month, experience the majesty of the Winter Olympics from Northern Italy. The opening ceremony is Friday, February 6th on NBC and Peacock. I cannot wait. I love the Winter Olympics. I love the fact that it's in Italy. I love the fact, of course, that it's on NBC and Peacock, and that music, right?
Yeah, it gets you.
Oh.
Our family will be locked, as my daughter says.
Really?
We will be locked on everything.
What's your favorite event?
Oh, Winter Olympics. I mean, I love the hockey. I mean, I love every ski event possible. They're just, those are thrilling.
Let's take another look at this foul here. Mukeba, like a linebacker, finds his way to the basketball, gets shoved in the back. Fouls on Eaglestaff, his second. Locked at 44.
What's yours? Favorite event?
I like the downhill skiing. You know, I just find that so fascinating, and there's just so much skill.
And power, the strength.
So Loren hit with that foul, his second.
When we were talking about how fast that first half went, barely any calls. It's gotten a little bit slow here the last minute or so.
And a pace that favors West Virginia.
That's a good point, really good point. They want it to be slow. Mukeba misses everything, but Bobby Hurley, on the other hand, there's Coach Hodge wants it to be slow. Coach Hurley wants to see fast tempo.
You saw Hodge there screaming, block out. And they do. Chance Moore grabs the board, drops it off for Honor Huff, who has been kept in check tonight. Just 3 points.
I believe he's only had, what, 2, maybe 3 games all year in single figures. So he's bound to have some moments where he's going to heat up.
Mukeba denies there at the rim. And we've got a whistle. And I think the eagle eye of Marquise Pettigrew noticed that the shot clock did not reset.
Yeah, Huff has only had 3 games the entire season where he's been in single figures, 8, 6 in those 3. So this is definitely not normal.
Nice fake by Eaglestaff. Tees up a tray. Too strong. They fight for it. Mukeba comes away with it and whips it to Pig Johnson. He puts it in overdrive to the hole. Whistle's finally blown. His bodies are on the floor. And we'll sort this one out. Pig Johnson with his hair on fire right down the floor. If you've watched Arizona State, you are no stranger to those pictures.
Well, and he's been so adept, one of the best in the country at drawing fouls, and it has been interesting. He does not get the call there, but teams have been really playing for that, right? They've watched tape, and so it's been more difficult for him to get to the line than it was earlier in the year.
So the foul was on Thomas, his first, as we restore order. Comfortable in chaos is Odom. Off the side of the rim, and a foul, maybe a reach on Johnson.
And nice job, Chance Moore, with the box out on that one. They've had some really nice box out tonight.
So here we go. No field goals in the last 2:31 for Pig Johnson and the Sun Devils. Conversely, for West Virginia, they haven't scored in 2 minutes. Fouls on Mukeba, his third. Jasper Floyd from Tampa, Florida, his 5th stop at West Virginia, controls on the left wing. He is nails defensively and offensively. We've seen him already light it up. Chance Moore shimmies. and is fouled by Gribovich.
Tell you what, Chance Moore off the bench has some game. It's not a normal guy coming off the bench, and you just look right here how quick this one-on-one move is to draw that foul. And you have a guy like that coming off the bench. Gribovich doesn't like it, but that was a good call.
And he tries for the bank after Mukeba puts up the air ball. I feel like we're at the LA Fitness right now.
Yeah, things have gotten a little clunky here in the last, what, 3-4 minutes.
I mean, maybe this is why at least he's got an excuse. Moore does. Oh my gosh.
Oh jeez.
Art the Clown. My stepdaughter, soon to be stepdaughter, Lex loves Art the Clown.
Oh really? That's I would not have been able to call that.
See that? Pick Johnson. Off the mark, and the rebound is pulled down by Moore.
I was going to say I was here the night Michael Phelps was in the thing, and he was the Chippendale.
Swimmingly, it's taken away right there by Meusa, but he can't finish. Odom grabs it right back. We scramble. Pick Johnson can't finish, but the tap by Meusa, who is trailing, is good.
Well, you see the coaching staff for Arizona State just really light up there, like, let's go. It's just felt like we're kind of in mud for the last couple minutes. Maybe that will get them going. Certainly the fans now standing.
They call the Big 12, it's a different league, and it really is, because the skill and the athleticism is elite, and the competition, we see the effort playing out in front of us, is also first class.
It is. It's an amazing conference. We were talking about to Coach Hodge about that. Coach Hurley was basically saying the last 2 games, in league games, he's essentially had Final Four type games, but on the road, not even at a neutral.
Well, 3 of their last 4 games, part of this 6 out of 7 game losing situation, 3 of their last 4 games have been against top 10 opponents. I guess the Pistons weren't available. Straightaway 3 is buried by Brennan Lorient.
Lorient shoots 37% from deep. He can shoot it. You've got to get out on him. I really like him as kind of a third option for this Mountaineer team. He does a lot of good things for them.
Breaks a 2-minute and 40-second scoring drought. Odom. Peanuts. Chance Moore, strong take, hoop and home. Arizona State, who needs to get back on track.
Yeah, the defense from West Virginia is kind of heated up. And you made, I thought, a really good point. The game got a little slow. There were some foul calls. It got a little clunky, and that seemed to disadvantage the Sun Devils.
As Chance Moore finds his rhythm, 6 points tonight for Moore, has 8 collectively in the 3 games coming into this one.
And I like what they're doing right here, which is just movement. Just get guys moving, get it side to side, set some of those ball screens.
10 on the shot clock. Sun Devils need a bucket. This is the guy. Odom, deep 3, off the mark. Lorient, nice job boxing out. Jasper Floyd, right down the heart of the Arizona State defense.
Yeah, just not getting back right there and picking up your man. Mistake there by ASU. And you feel like Odom's got to make something happen for this team, especially with Jop not in the game.
Ford, quick release off the mark, rebound by Huff. The whistle is blown, and let's take a look at that layup by West Virginia in transition.
You know, this is the second time they've done a great job passing the ball ahead. It's such a kind of unknown thing that when you get it ahead like that, you create advantages. That was more of a 3-on-2, but they do a nice job of that. And being unselfish seems like a real theme for this team, and you can really see it.
Fouls on Lorient. His 3rd. He'll head to the bench. Arizona State trying to break an 8-0 run by West Virginia that has the Mountaineers up by 7, their largest lead.
Now Jop back in. Maybe they go to Jop right here. Give him some touches.
Shot clock at 5. Johnson activates. Bully ball with Moore gets the contact, doesn't get a call or the roll, and here comes West Virginia. Likes his odds on Ford, draws a double team and finds Moore, who travels with him. Arizona State with the basketball now, Matt. Haven't scored in 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Yeah, I think here the shot clock was running down that last possession. I think a Jop touch would be big for them. Get them in the lane, somewhere around the lane with him with the ball, and they're going to his side right here.
Johnson out of the corner, finds Jop, who rams it home.
Well, that was all started by Jop getting the advantage. He made a very unselfish pass to the corner, and then the entire time they kept using that advantage, finalized it with the dunk.
Eagle staff to off in the corner over the rainbow. Tough night for one of the best shooters in the country. 1 of 7 for Huff, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc.
I'll go back to Jop here. Work through Jop on this offensive possession if they can.
Johnson finishes and is fouled. Was that a horse shot?
Well, he hasn't been able to draw the foul. We've seen now, what, 3 or 4 possessions. He has not gotten the call in that possession before. Here was the Jop dunk, and it was Big Johnson with the beautiful baseline drive and pass that created that on that possession. Give him the assist there, and then give it up for Big Johnson by himself on that next possession. And here's the one on the foul. Like I said, you know, Pete, how many have we seen? That's a Larry Bird behind the backboard shot.
Over a 7-footer. Johnson sinks the free throw, awfully comfortable at the free throw line. Has attempted the 3rd most free throws in the Big 12. Now it's West Virginia who has gone dry. No points for them in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Floyd pumps it to the right side. Shot clock at 5. Floyd has it again. Long 3, perfect! Wow!
Wow, I looked over at Bobby Hurley when he made that. And as a coach, you don't know what to do, because it's terrific defense and just, you know, to some degree, a somewhat lucky shot, but a beautiful shot at that.
Mayusin launches it right side. Here's Ford off the dribble. He's been cold, and it continues.
Seen a couple balls go in and out on these rims.
Ford 1 of 6 from the floor.
And now here's where West Virginia feels like they're in a good spot. They can control the pace, control tempo, run their offense. Probably run it inside 10 seconds. They've already done that.
Eagle staff looking for some shelter. Left side. Offensive rebound for the Mountaineers, and Floyd backdoor up and under. The fake got everybody in the gym to jump, and he converts.
Yeah, great cut by him, but it was the Eagle staff unselfishness. Had a wide open 3, elected to just 7. Could average more, I think, if he wanted to, but second on this team. Actually, he might be leading this team in assists, which is crazy to me as the 2-3 guy.
And that's Jop, the lifeline right now for Arizona State, as he has 14 points on 7 of 9 shooting.
Nice job by Bobby Hurley to go to Jop right out of the timeout. Get a quick hitter. Nice offense.
3 try. Eagle staff. Clean living.
His release is as quick and fast and deadly as anyone in the country.
And that quick trigger has led to 6 of 9 from beyond the arc for Eagle staff. Give him 20 points. Give Floyd another rebound.
And a missed shot by Jop, but I like it. Get it to him. He make that shot at the free throw line.
Oh, look at Floyd. Puts it in reverse, then in drive. The ball moves to the right side. Thomas, offensive foul.
Yeah, got the elbow up. Easy call right there. Just make it. And he had a couple nice bank shots against Colorado on Saturday. Just seems like a great kid and a great family.
That is an awesome story. And I know his mom and his grandparents are in attendance today. And he's making them happy with 20 points. Let's see if Ford can stroke it. Tough night for him continues. That's a guy that's been plagued by a hip injury throughout the better part of the season and still trying to kind of find his rhythm and get comfortable and get healthy 100%.
Yeah, you can see when he shoots it. He's a guy that shoots it. It looks like it's going to go in. And you wonder if that time off has led to some of the misses.
Eagle staff, a rare mistake as the ball slips through his hands and hits the sideline, so a turnover gives another opportunity to Arizona State. And there you go. There's the 20-point games this season. Honor Huff leads the team with 7, but Eagle staff with 4. And it's pretty cool if you're Ross Hodge to see Eagle staff pick it up on a night where Huff only has 6 points.
Yeah, and add to that on the road, right? Not at home where it's probably more comfortable.
And by the way, check that. Huff has 3 points.
Yeah, and right at the end of the half, right? Still
Yeah.
the only make.
And West Virginia playing well on the road is not something that has. So it's not something Mountaineer fans are used to this year. I mean, they're 0 of 2 in true road games and 0 of 4 in neutral games.
And I've been waiting for Huff to go off so we can talk about the Brooklyn point guards. We talked about the Bronx point guards earlier.
Upcoming games on Peacock. Man.
That's a lineup.
Whew, Nebraska, Michigan, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. You don't want to look past Iowa State, Oklahoma State, and the rest of these games because they are big-time matchups. But that one right there, circle it.
Yeah, those are some awesome games there. And this is the time of year, just love watching it. We're getting closer to February. That's when I kind of start thinking about the tournament. I don't really say much about the NCAA tournament till February, but you can feel like these are like all real games that really count, right? That are going to be big in the next few weeks. And when you start looking at records and resumes.
Eagle staff, his resume looking pretty good tonight. Just got a little better.
Shot maker, man. He's not just a shooter, and you see it there off the bounce. You mentioned the pump fake on a few plays earlier. He does a nice job here. Watch that little hezzy there. That was the pump fake that got McCabe up in the air. And you know, look, when you play off 2 feet, that allows you to make plays like that because you're under control, you're on balance, you can make the pass, you can shoot it, or you can pump fake it like you did there.
23 points now for Eagle staff. On the other end, Pig Johnson shot out of a cannon for 2.
He scored with like less than 1.5 seconds after that free throw. And Coach Hodge did not like that on the other side. He was not happy.
There's a turbo button there somewhere at play.
Yes.
Floyd, who is having himself a night, squaring off with Johnson. You got to love this matchup. 2 tough guys that can play. Shot clock coming up on 5. Floyd out of real estate, out of time, turns it over.
You know what's interesting about Coach Hodge, and Coach Hurley does this a lot too. But here, look at how fast this happens after a made free throw. This is insane. Boom, 1 catch, 1 dribble, and then a crazy reverse with the right on the left side.
Do not blink.
Yeah, but I was saying both coaches, Coach Hodge does a lot of this. They find matchups they like, and that's an NBA thing, of course. You don't see it as much in college. You see it more these days, but he does a good job really trying to find matchups and exploit them.
Eight-point advantage for the Mountaineers. And there are the 2 coaches as we come down the stretch. We'll be trying to match wits. And right now, West Virginia with the advantage that has grown to 10 points. Just great offensive efficiency.
And there's Lorient Again, he's a guy that is a clutch player, can make a lot of different, can make buckets in a lot of different ways.
Odom inside half court, trying to spin to freedom. Floyd is right there, but a little too physical. It's Tony Padilla blows the whistle and calls.
West Virginia has such good ball handlers when you think about their point guard Honor Huff. Jasper Floyd is fantastic at the two handling the ball, and then Eagle Staff is an awesome three at it.
Odom, not like him. Tonight, he has had a rough night shooting the basketball from the free throw line. This is an 86% free throw shooter who is 2 of 6 from the charity stripe tonight.
Yeah, see, they're going to pick up now, and I think that's a great move by Bobby Hurley. They've got to kind of speed the game up a little bit.
Eagle Staff in the corner off the feed from Huff. Turns to Marcus Pettigrew and gets a timeout. Shooting-wise for Arizona State. And West Virginia's opened it up a little bit.
One thing ASU's been pretty good over the years with Bobby Hurley is that three-quarter court pressure. They've been pretty good at it. Does a nice job. They wanted a 10-second call.
I think they should have gotten it. The shot clock said 20.
Yeah, I agree.
And they still had the basketball in the backcourt. Shot clock now at 5. Huff. In and out. Wow, Lorien skies for the board. That is a killer.
And how about him skying and coming up with it both hands? Super athletic move.
How about the demeanor of Honor Huff, though? 3 points, and he carries himself like he scored 30.
That's a great point. Body language has been terrific all game. Letting other guys get theirs hasn't been his night, but here he is late, making plays, trying to get to the line. Just super positive guy.
Just a huge smile, energizes the rest of the team, and as you well know, right, when your best player is your hardest worker and also best guy, that sets a tone for the entire team.
Yeah, I think it's such a great point. Easy to get down on yourself, right? Start thinking about yourself, and not at all.
There is the tough shooting night for Huff. But he knocks down 2 free throws, extending the West Virginia lead.
83% free throw shooter, not the guy you want to foul if you're ready to shoot.
Odom gets a screen from Job. Loves that pick and roll, but loses the basketball there. 14th turnover of the night for Arizona State. West Virginia has not won a road game all season long.
Well, in some teams you'd say, you really want to slow it down, you're getting out of rhythm. This is what they do. They play a lot of late shot clocks, so it should be very comfortable for them.
That is a great point. As Lorien makes it look easy under duress. Clutch.
That was the old, you know, skills high school camp where you get the pivot foot and keep turning. He found the space he needed.
Mayusin frees up and drops one home. 2 more points for Arizona State as the Sun Devils continue to fight.
Yeah, they're gonna watch this. They will get this shot clock down to 10, 9 or 10 before they even really start doing anything.
Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Huff. Trying to draw the foul, no call. Here comes Odom, finds Mayusin. Into 2 defenders. Can't get it to fall. A gutsy take.
Yeah, he wanted that 3. There's Lorien here with the pivot foot. Got that left down, turn again. Why not?
Well, that's a guy that's comfortable in a big situation. I mean, he was a role player on the FAU team that made the Final Four a few years ago, and when the bullets start flying, that's a great guy to have on your roster.
And not only to stay calm with the pivot foot, because you start sometimes to think, oh, they're going to call me for something, for travel, but with the shot clock running down too. So we had 2 things kind of going at one time able to solve them both.
Winning plays. Here he is again, gliding to the hole in the face of a 7-footer.
Man, that was beautiful. It looked like he came down a little bit on his ankle there.
Credit to Arizona State. They race down the floor, get the ball to the hot hand. The job can't finish. And under a minute. Time's running out on Arizona State. And you hear some of the applause. A lot of these West Virginia fans made the trip. They go to Arizona on Saturday. A two-step. Huff. Dagger.
He clapped his hand, kind of yelled something like, okay, that's my game. A little late, but he didn't care personally, just for the team, obviously. But that's what we're used to seeing from Honor Huff.
And really, though, if you are Ross Hodge and you have Honor Huff score 6 points and have a tough shooting night, and you can claw out a road win in the Big 12, that's a good night. It's
a huge night for them, and it gives them confidence going into Arizona, thinking, hey, if we can get Huff going, we have the rest of our guys going, we got a great shot.
Odom, heart still beating.
They would almost need to foul every time and get a bunch of misses here. Not gonna foul.
I appreciate the math degree that you shared with us. Shot clock at 9, about a second differential.
Well, wins in the Big 12 are hard to come by. Road wins are special. They mean something. There's a feeling. I've never been in an NFL locker room after a win. I've heard friends that have been in those and what it's like. And it's an insane feeling, I know, because it's a week of prep, but road wins in college in the Big 12 are big.
And a big